Thank you, Ross. 1 week from today, voters will decide if recreational use of marijuana will be legal in Florida. Supporters and opponents of the controversial constitutional amendment are dumping millions of dollars into this election. As News 13's Grace Velez tells us, the CEO of the nation's largest marijuana distributor was in town today with 2 state senators making their case to voters.
Trulieve is the largest marijuana distributor in the United States and the largest medical marijuana operator in Florida. Tuesday, 2 senators joined Trulieve CEO Kim Rivers at the company's new dispensary in Panama City to talk about the fight to pass Amendment 3 during next week's general election. Rivers says the bill is built on top of the medical amendment that is currently part of Florida's constitution. She says the framework for recreational marijuana use is already in place.
The way that the amendment is written, currently the 25 companies that are licensed to sell medical marijuana today would be also allowed to sell adult use products within the passage of Amendment 3. In addition, there are another 22 companies that are waiting for the governor to sign them into law. Those 22 companies, so 47 total, would also be allowed to begin selling adult use marijuana after the 6-month window expires.
Opponents of the bill fear Florida will become the new Colorado, California, or New York. This unlikely team is working to ensure the focus is still on doing things the Florida way.
We want to make sure we have the guardrails up so there is no public consumption. If you want to consume marijuana, you should do that in your own home, maybe some public consumption rooms. When it comes to driving, continuing to make sure and strengthen laws, we have zero tolerance policy regarding whatsoever in terms of impairment as it relates to marijuana consumption. And there's a lot of other regulations that we can put in place, but ultimately, this is about doing it the Florida way.
The bipartisan pair of Senators Gruters and Jones emphasized that the legislature is prepared to put the necessary bills in place to promote safety as well as optimize its economic benefits.
I know with everybody in the legislature, we will maximize those funds that we collect as a result of this amendment passing, and it is going to pass.
And let's be clear, marijuana is not going anywhere. Whether this passes, whether this doesn't pass, it's going to be here, and it'll be in the black market, and people want to and will continue to consume. The question that Floridians are going to have to answer is, do you want it to be safe? Do you want to ensure that it's safe for your children and your family?
Trulieve recently made a donation of $28 million to Smart and Safe Florida to support the campaign for Yes on 3, leading to further allegations that only big companies like theirs would benefit from the bill passing, even though the Revenue Estimation Conference has shared that the bill passing would bring the state between $150 to $450 million a year in reoccurring revenue starting year 1.
What does that mean? Well, we already have an $18 billion surplus here in the state of Florida. We do a great job of maximizing those tax dollars with the exception of those PSA ads.
Rivers answered questions regarding the most recent contribution.
We're up against a very interesting time in that we have a government who has decided to use tax dollars. It came out last week that there's $50 million of you and I's tax dollars that are being weaponized against this amendment. And that basically, the government is running, quote, PSAs, which are really, it's electioneering, right, to try and push this misinformation on the public about this amendment.
She says the company is fortunate to have the resources to use their own money to stand up for what they believe in. In Panama City, Grace Velez, News 13, Panhandle Strong.
Trulieve filed defamation lawsuits against the Republican Party of Florida over what's being called deceptive public service announcements earlier this month. Those lawsuits are making their way through the court system.